Hello everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and swatching the newly released Axiology Color Cream Multisticks. Now, if you did not know, this is essentially their reformulation and repackaging of their lipsticks and lip crayons. So they have the color cream option, which is going to be the more richly pigmented one. And then there are also the tinted dews. So there's 13 color creams, and then I think there's 7 or 8 tinted dews. That's going to be coming next week. So we're going to start right here. Though the packaging looks smaller than you may be used to with the aforementioned lipsticks, the tubes are just a lot larger. You do actually get a little bit more product here in these. And what is absolutely fantastic about this is that they retail for $24. They can be used on the eyes, cheeks, and the lips. Now you might be thinking to yourself, how is this different from a balmy? Aren't those their multi-use, zero waste options as well? Yes, but these are going to be a little bit more richly pigmented. They are also a little bit creamier. So if you have dry skin and you haven't been falling in love with the balmies, this is definitely where you would like to go. And there's also not really so much like highlighting shades in here, more traditional lip color shades, and a lot of your old favorites. So if you've been if you've been missing some of the Axiology lipsticks, it is very possible that here they are again in their new iteration. So like I said, there's 13 shades. They're all buildable colors that are multi-use, can be used absolutely everywhere. I am wearing one on my cheeks today. I'm wearing the shade Devotion, and then I've got another one on my lips. I'm wearing the shade Bonafide. I will link that down below. They are also fragrance free, and they are made with 10 ingredients or less. So hello and vegan, as always with Axiology. They're just some of the most conscious makeup makers sort of in the market. So if that is something that is really important to you, as I know it is to me, Axiology is a brand you need to get familiar with. So how the packaging looks on the color creams, it is this really beautiful strawberry red. You can see that it's all paper, so it is all recyclable. The shade name is going to be right here at the top with the sort of corresponding color, which I love. That way you could sort of put them all up in a little dish, and then you could choose your very favorites, because trust me, you're going to want a few of these. And then you take the lid off and they push up like a push pop. So please be really gentle when you are easing the product up, because once it is up, there is no going back down or you're going to completely crush it. So just be really careful with that. But they are just absolutely fantastic. I do like these the best on the cheeks and the lips. I do think they're a little too creamy on the eyes. Would make a nice base though if you were looking to do a more saturated sort of color, or if you were just doing something like quick and easy. Sometimes I'll just put a little color like right here, almost at the end of my brow, just to warm up my face a little bit, and then blush and a little bit of lip, because I think blush really makes the makeup look. So like I said, there's 13 shades, so I'm gonna quit talking so much and jump right into them. The first of which is Devotion. Devotion is the one that I'm wearing on my cheeks here today. It is a beautiful rose gold shade. It is surprisingly a little bit more pigmented than you may think. This is also a great one to layer. This one does have a little bit more of a highlighting effect. In fact, if you have a deeper skin tone, this might be an absolutely beautiful one, because that rosy golden tone is just so natural and not at all ashy. You won't feel like you're being washed out. Then we've got the shade Loyalty. Loyalty is a really beautiful, true, dusty rose shade. I think this is going to be one of the more popular ones. One of those shades that looks good on absolutely everybody. On someone like me, it's a little bit more of a mid-tone shade. On a deeper complexion, it will be a little bit more of a nude option, but again, a nice warm color, not very cool tones, which I appreciate. Then we've got the shade Identity. Identity is described as a bold hibiscus pink, and I love this one. It really is that. It's like the shade Attitude, but it's not like a rich fuchsia. It's like a more muted color of my earring, honestly. So this is a great one for both cheeks and lips, because it adds a lot of life to the face. Then we've got the shade Joy. This is going to be another favorite. This is a little bit more of a plummy toned hibiscus shade. So this is like my favorite. It almost has a touch of purple in it, but it's still a beautiful saturated mid-tone pink. This is one that I have been reaching for a ton, and another one that does the cheeks and lips so beautifully, because it's just a really healthy, natural color for both of those places, which I love. Moving right along, we've got the shade Grounded. This is going to be another incredibly popular one. This is another more mauve shade, but it's got quite a bit of brown in it, so I say this all the time, but for my 90s lovers, if you like MAC Velvet Teddy, you like those sort of shades, this is going to be the one that you will love, and I find during this time of year, it is just particularly popular. Moving right along, we've got the shade that I have here today. This is the shade Bonafide. I love this one. It is a pretty true blue coral color. It's a little neon though. I will say it's a lot brighter than a color I would traditionally wear, but when I was trying on all of the shades, I was like, that kind of works with what I'm wearing today. It gives me a little bit of life to the face. Another one, come the summertime, I know I'm just going to be all over this on the cheeks and the lips. A beautiful pop of color for all skin tones. If you don't have a coral in your collection, promise you if you had one, you would wear it all the time. It's one of those, it just is super flattering. And a weird thing about corals, sometimes they make your teeth look yellow. This one does not at all. And I will not be taking that as a discussion in the comments. Anyway, then we've got the shade Attitude. Attitude is one of the favorites that I remember Attitude. It is this beautiful fuchsia pink. This is a hot, hot, hot pink. It's a lot bolder than the one I have on my lips here today. This is one that would probably be a little too much for me on the cheeks, but with the dark complexion would be stunning. And also on a dark complexion, just the most amazing, rich lip color. I love, love, love Attitude. Then we've got the shade Worth. Worth is another favorite of mine. It's a reddish orange, maybe like a touch of pink in there. It's really a very wearable color. It's very autumnal, although you can wear it any time of year. That's just what it reminds me of when I'm here looking at it. A shade that I particularly love on myself, on olive tone skin. I think you gotta have an orange in your life. And another one of those shades that also looks really good on the cheeks. What I like about these is that you can really just sort of blend it in with your fingers like this, no problem. And for any of these shades, all of the more rich saturated colors do not bleed at all, which I love. Then we've got the shade Clarity. Clarity is gorgeous. It is a red toned fuchsia. So in comparison to Attitude here, you can see there's a little bit more of a scarlet color pulling through. Really, really beautiful, very holiday, but not like a true blue, cool toned red lipstick. It's a lot more wearable than that. And the beautiful thing is, because they are so creamy, guys, you can really sheer these out, and you know I really like doing that on the lips, so you can really blot these down into a stain. And when you do that, it actually it wears for a lot longer period of time as well, which I absolutely love. Now we're going to be getting into some deeper shades here, the next of which is the shade Fundamental. Fundamental is a beautiful red berry color. I would say it's probably got a little bit of brown here as well. Gonna be a really good everyday option for those of you with quite rich skin that still want a little bit of color. On me, it is quite a dark, more bold lip. But what's nice about these, because they have that creamy texture, they're not intimidating, though I would recommend using a lip brush with the next 4 shades I'm gonna mention, especially if you do wanna build up that color to be as rich and saturated as you want to get that nice crisp line, though they are really easy to reapply, which I love as well. And again, working in stains is going to allow you to get the longevity out of the lip product. And as far as the cheeks, what I love is that they're really not sticky at all to the touch. They really have a nice dry down to them, so they do last quite a bit of time. Not only that, they're great to throw in the purse and take with you on the go. Moving right along, we've got the shade True. True is a more true red shade. It's got a little bit of like a plummy beet color in here. So it's a lot more red than the other option, but still has a little bit of purple in it. It's not a really true cool toned red either. But I love this one. This one's a little bit deeper in tone overall, but it is similar to Fundamental. And then we've got the shade Brave. Brave is really pretty. Brave is a warm plum berry shade. This is definitely going to be your traditional, more vampy sort of color. This one I really enjoy using in stains because purples are just a little bit tougher in general to make it look like they're even on your lips. It's just one of those things, the darker the color, the more you really want to focus on making it as even as possible. So just something to keep in mind, but I mean, it applies beautifully. You can see in all the swatches and on the back of my hand, once you layer it up, it's beautiful and it doesn't skip at all. And then finally, we are ending things off on a high note. Elusive is another one that I always really, really loved from Axiology. So happy to have it back. And it is the most beautiful burgundy brown. I do not wear shades like this often, especially these days, but it's just one of those so flattering shades, and it's a little bit different, a little bit more unexpected because it is a little bit more brown in color. But this with a brown smoky eye in the holiday time, you cannot tell me nothing, and you will not be able to tell yourself anything either. It is just so freaking good. All right, everyone, all 13 shades, and what I could say is a real testament to how hydrating and comfortable the formula is though I have put on and taken off 15 of these shades, because I put one on for the video. I was wearing one earlier today, took that off, and then I put one back on for the video after. So I have put on 15 different shades today, and my lips are not in pain at all whatsoever. And that is a lot of rubbing with paper towel and a lot of smearing of lipstick on my lips. So they really are fantastic. I love Axiology's ethos. If you're not familiar with the brand, this is a great place to start. And again, if you have more dry skin, I would actually try these over the balmies, unless there really is a shade that you like from the balmies, though I am a big fan of both, and I have swatched the balmies as well, so I'll make sure that I link that down below. Speaking of things that will be linked down below, please also make sure to check out the description box, because I will have a swatch photo of all of these shades, 2 different photos, sort of the more pinks and brighter colors, and then the more deep tones, all in relation to one another. That way you could pick the color that is the best for you. I will also include asterisks down below on the colors that are my personal favorites in case you're looking for a little bit of guidance. And if you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I upload new videos here every single week. I don't want you guys to miss them. And remember, the next video is actually going to be the tinted dews. So if you like a more sheer offering, which I often do, make sure to check out that video as well. And then check out all of the links down below, all of our social media, all of that good stuff. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of the consistent love and support, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.